Welcome back to AI in Focus, where we explore how real people are using technology and AI in real world businesses. Today's episode is a very special one for me because my guest is not only an incredible founder, but also someone we've worked with for a long time. Lauren, co founder of Care Seekers. Lauren and her sister Marisa built Care Seekers from a deeply personal family experience into a powerful platform connecting families with in home carers across Australia. And over the years, we have had the privilege of supporting care seekers with their tech and AI journey. So, this conversation is very close to home. Today, we are talking about building purpose led technology, operating in a complex care industry, and how AI can be truly used for social good. Lauren, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Thanks for accepting the invite. I'm really excited to, have the conversation with you. We've been working with you for a long time. Not me personally, but as a business, we've worked with you. I think you were one of the first businesses that we worked with. So take me back to your journey. I'll read out the questions. From marketing, social enterprise, and CSR that you've been doing, now building Care Seekers. What was the moment that you knew this had to exist?
So I started my career doing as a marketeer, and I was always a very junior marketing person in a lot of owner-led businesses. So my first job was at it was called Home Screen Entertainment, and it was rivaling Netflix at the time.
Oh.
And it was the same kind of system where they would send out the DVDs. And they there was no market for that. And whereas Netflix, turned on to streaming and that went crazy, home screen no longer existed. But I loved working for owner-led businesses. I loved all the companies I worked at a marketing agency. And again, it was run by the people who owned it. And I just loved that. And I just knew one day I wanted to run my own business.
Oh.
And Marisa and I, my sister, so we've always got on really well. And we did this awesome project when we were in our 20s, which was we filmed a documentary about children in Cambodia. And it was a whole experience, and it was so much fun, and we worked so well together. We're very similar in some ways and very different in the way we work.
Yes.
It really works. And we always thought, we should do something else, but we just then carried on in our individual careers. I was living in London and working in social responsibility. She's a human rights lawyer. And it was at that point that she was supporting parents who had intellectual disabilities.
Okay.
Allowing them to, often they would try to take their kids from them, and she would represent them.
Oh, okay.
So it was really hard and important work. And she, at the same time, the NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme, was starting to roll out. And she just came to me the one day. She's like, I think I've got an idea for a business. The problem is with my clients is they keep getting into trouble with the law because they have the wrong support workers and they're not able to choose their own support worker. We should build a platform where you can choose your own worker. And at the same time, we had elderly grandparents who actually all managed to stay at home with carers. But the way we found carers was very word of mouth through our networks, which were big. And we thought, well, what about people who don't have big networks? How did they connect?
Yes.
So it was this confluence of two things happening at the same time that made us think, there might be something in this.
So where was Marisa that time?
So Marisa was working in Sydney.
Okay.
I just moved back to Sydney.
Oh,
as
okay.
well. So we were both back in Sydney.
Oh, that's
Yes.
nice. So both of you, when you said you both are very similar but still different, I can relate to that because I have two daughters, as you know.
Yes.
They're very similar but very different to each other as well.
Yeah.
And really glad that both of you met and you have started this journey together. So it's about solving, home care for people in disability or anything if you need in home care. And this is how the Care Seekers started.
Exactly.
So when was it? What year?
So we came up with the idea in about 2015, and we kind of tinkered away at it. We were both doing other things. It was just something we did on the side. And then we decided to do an accelerator program with NRMA. They were looking for businesses that spoke to their audiences and older Australians. So we were one of 6 businesses chosen out of quite a number. And through that experience, we were like, oh, okay, we're not just a small business. We're actually a startup and we're a tech platform. And from there, we got follow-on funding from NRMA and from probably, and they kept on, at the time when we set it up, we were just a subscription model. So it was like a jobs board, really. And you paid to post. Yeah. And they said to us, we love the idea, but you have to clip the ticket on every hour of care. And I think that's probably when Nikhil and you guys came into the picture and we built what we have today, which is an end-to-end platform where you connect. It's a real marketplace and we manage all payments, all insurances, shift notes and compliance. It's just built from something so small.
I know from where it has been built to where it has reached, and everything happens on one platform now.
Yeah.
So are you celebrating your 10th anniversary this year or next year?
I think we kind of have we're one of those couples that don't quite know when the anniversary is. I think probably 2017's and more. Like 2027 will be our 10th anniversary.
Okay, official.
Yes.
That's nice. Very, very good story. I think it's nice to be out there, and I know what you guys are doing is really wonderful. Not just with disability. When I was talking to Nikhil, I think it's more about a mother who gave birth, who do not have any support, can still ask for a home care, who can come and do things for them at home. You support that as well?
A little bit. Not as much,
but it's more disability.
Yes. Mainly just 70% disability, about 30% aged care. That's growing. There are situations we do. There is one organization we partner with because we've got B2B and B2C, and they have mothers who are on the NDIS who've had children who have newborns. Yes. We do have a client like
for
that.
them as well.
You're right. Yeah. I think we did a blog on it, which is probably, So we do help with that.
You do help with that, right?
Yeah. That's a really nice.
So which is good as well, because then it's a marketplace for anyone to get a home carer.
Yeah.
And you don't have to look for them outside, or it's not word of mouth.
No, exactly. It's all there on the platform. Every profile, there's loads of information about the care worker or the support worker. But in the back end, we're the ones who've verified and done all the checks.
Yes.
So you know it's safe as well.
Yeah, nice. So at a practical level, how does care seekers actually work behind the scenes, which you just mentioned, from matching carers to families to managing risk, compliance, and regional supply?
Yes, so it's a big engine. We like to say we're more than just a platform. So we combine tech, but also there's a lot of human intervention because it's a lot of people meeting people, and we have to do a lot of checks and balances. So at its simplest core, it's people post a job that are needing care, say their care needs, and workers register as workers on the platform. And once they go through a very thorough onboarding process, they get activated and then they're on the platform. So once that happens, however, we still do a lot of work around exactly getting a lot of information from the client through we've just launched a new compliance section where they have to go through and answer questions, but we do it in a way that makes it not feel so onerous. There's a lot of form fatigue in disability and aged care where people are just constantly telling a million different service providers the same information over and over. So we try to streamline that and make sure they're not telling us something they've already told us. And then what happens is the algorithm, the clever algorithm will match them. They'll come up in a job post. When you post a job, they'll come up, or if you search, they'll come up. We've also just launched a new tool called CS Wiz where you can chat to a bot and they'll give you all the great workers. And then we also always have that human element. So we've got these amazing customer success managers who are there to really help you find that right care worker if you're really struggling. So we kind of bring the human in at different points to make sure a match occurs.
So when a carer is on your platform, he or she has done all the checks before they are actually being published on the platform.
Exactly. Oh yeah, they have to be activated before they're on
on the platform.
On the platform, yeah.
So what all checks do you?
Well, it's great that they've become both industries, NDIS and aged care, are they have very specific criteria, and it kind of, as they're evolving and understanding what the role platforms play in the industry, they've become a bit more aligned, which is great. But we think everybody could at any point do a disability or an aged care job.
Okay.
So we make it across the board. So it's like police check, NDIS worker screening check, validated ABN, 2 professional references, evidence of working at those places.
Oh.
If they drive, we need to see a driver's license. We need to see their car insurance. Then we also need 100 points ID.
Okay.
They have to go through a final check onshore. Like, we do have offshore teams that help with the onboarding, but final check happens with somebody from our Sydney team who just checks like the bio and everything, so that by the time they go onto that platform, you
make sure everything is done.
Yeah.
And is it as I mentioned, it's across Australia?
It is across Australia. Yeah, we're in all the states.
So just for the audiences, if anyone wants to apply as a carer for careseekers.com.au, you have to go through all the checks, and then again, for people who wants to take the care, you are ensured that the carers that are on the platform are completely compliant, has been checked for all the checks that they need to be done. So it's easy for you, and you know that you are going through the right person.
Yeah, exactly.
And say as a care seeker,
yeah,
do you do a background check or any other checks on them too?
Yeah, great question. So we everybody who posts a job on the platform always gets a call from from our team, just to check in with them, see if we can help them at all. So we always call them. We get a lot of referrals from like case managers or support coordinators in the NDIS. So through that, we're like validating a lot of information about them. And then, as I mentioned, they have to fill in a very comprehensive compliance form, so that we're just our issue is just like something we're trying to fight against all the time is workers showing up with not enough information.
Yes.
So we're just always making sure that there's loads of information that we get that we can then distribute to the worker. And I think once everyone's got information, then you increase the safety of everyone.
So because we need safety of the worker as well, to who he or she is going
100%.
to. Yeah. 100%. So which has also been taken care of. So it's to and fro, whether you're a care seeker or you are a carer.
Exactly.
Both have security checks, compliance check. Everything has been checked before you make the match.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. That's very nice. Next that I want to go into is now technology and AI in care. We've worked together on your AI journey for a long time now. Can you walk us through one real care referral life cycle where AI genuinely helps today?
Sure. So I guess we've got AI working on the platform, and then we've probably got like our work processes where we're using it a lot as well. So I guess the main way it works on the platform is with that CS Wiz tool that I spoke about. Yeah. So the CS Wiz is where I guess what I explained to Nikhil when we were building it is that when you just post a job or search for a worker, you're just getting what they say about themselves.
Correct.
I mean, we do add in things like how many hours they've done on the platform and that kind of thing. But what we want to achieve with CS Wiz, it's like the actions, like who else did they care for that's similar? Say they might live in a certain part of Sydney, but they actually used to work for a client in a different part of Sydney. So therefore, if you're looking for a care worker in that part, they'll actually be good because maybe they have family on that side of Sydney. So just kind of going deeper into what they do, not just what they say. They might say, "Oh, I would love to work with old people," but then when you look at the jobs they've taken on the platform, they've never once serviced an older person. They've only done people with disabilities. Yes. So what that CS Wiz does is it really it really goes further into what the worker has done, because we have so much rich data about what those active workers have achieved on the platform. So that's probably where we're strongest, is on the matching now with AI. And then I guess as an organization, we're using tools all the time to, make just to, really make our workflows a lot simpler and a lot, taking time out. Obviously, everyone slowly has been requesting like ChatGPT premium versions so that they can analyze data quicker. They can make responses to clients quicker.
Yeah, which is good.
We use, AI a lot in our like CRM system. So we're like bolting on AI in all different
areas of your business. So,
Yeah.
and it's probably giving more time to work on the actual work for your staff as well, rather than spending a lot of time on admin.
Exactly. There's a lot of people that want to ask a lot of questions
Yes.
all the time. There's workers wondering when their invoice was paid. There's clients, just checking on things, so we're using it a lot in a clever way so that there's less, the main function of everyone in the team is to make really good matches and
Yes.
keep them going.
Yes.
So we're just trying to reduce the administrative
Yes.
burden.
The all of manual tasks
Yeah.
has been done by AI now, so that you can focus on matching the carers and the care seekers and giving them the right data there.
Yes, we're working towards it. If
Right.
any of my staff are watching, they'll be like, no, it's all still so manual. We're constantly working
Yeah,
towards it.
Of course, AI is evolving, and
Yeah.
so as you. So
Yeah.
it'll slowly take time for you to get onto that level of AI.
Yes, we're just briefed in a new project, which is around the onboarding. So
Okay.
at the moment, it is too manual, and we onboarding hundreds and hundreds of workers a week, and we just the team. There's only so much they can,
So you need to get onto AI on that.
Yeah, so we've actually we've scoped out the whole project. It's been briefed in, and hopefully we'll go live with that early in 2026.
Okay. All the best for that.
Thank you.
So as you are also in the industry where a human touch is more important. So in such a deeply human industry, where do you draw the line? And where could AI become risky culturally, ethically, or emotionally? What do you think?
So I think probably where I think AI could become risky is when you're no longer talking to somebody in the organization and you're only ever talking to a robot. Like, I think that's quite dangerous, because we really need to make sure like there's incidents being reported, there's well-being, there's all the things like that a human can really only tap into. Yes. So I think like I would hate to see a world of the care industry where there's no humans are in like this customer support team, or because I think it's really important. I think people, often they'll call us and say like my client passed away, so like there's a lot of support we give human to human. Then I think probably as well, somewhere where like AI shouldn't go too much, I think is, so after every service, a worker needs to like submit a shift note. And I think AI actually, and that's probably, another way, like we've started summarizing all the shift notes and sending them out. But I think you would always want the worker to be the one, telling you how that shift went, not just AI, like kind of summarizing it. Like, I think it's all more nuanced, but I think in that situation, AI could definitely enhance it, but it couldn't overtake it.
Yes,
like,
of course.
So the first thing we've done now is, work clients get monthly shift note summaries where AI like summarizes all the shifts and then sends it out. And that's really great because especially for people who need to like apply for more funding or just want to see every day, they're not sure if there's issues, but when they look at the month, it does seem that there is an issue. So that's great. But at the same time, I would hate for the worker to no longer be the one like actually telling us what went on.
So with AI, of course, you can read out, or not read out, you can tell how your shift went with your emotions and what you went through. And then AI can just summarize it, neatly write it down for you with your thoughts in it. So as human, you still have to speak out what you actually went through during that shift.
Exactly.
So we need that, and not just AI, not asking AI to just write something.
Exactly. And I think AI can also prompt it as well. Like I think there can be ways that they can prompt. I mean, on the other hand, I do think like AI can be so clever in like not, you know, like I feel like they can also, a human can miss things as well, whereas AI probably, you know, can be trained not to.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I don't know. It's
It's tricky.
Yeah, it's really tricky.
But I think human involvement is still required with AI. Even if you're missed out, if AI writes it down, maybe you wanted to miss it out
For a reason.
for a reason,
Yeah.
and then you can tweak it, saying, "No, I don't want
Yeah.
this." Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, there is a risk.
Yeah.
You wanted to miss it out, but then AI writes it down for you,
Yeah.
which you didn't want to.
Yeah. It's
So
true.
I think every time when I have, so you're on the episode 7 now, every time when I speak to someone or even outside, I always tell people it's human, us, who needs to lead AI.
Yeah.
AI should not be leading
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And that's where all your risks go behind,
Yeah.
because then it's you who is controlling AI.
Yeah.
So
So true.
yes,
So
so I like
true.
that. And because you are in the industry, I think you said it right. You need human, even on the back end, even on the phone, everywhere you want people talking to people,
Yeah.
because the industry you are in, they want to talk to someone, not just robots.
100%. It's like, it feels like it's not in like the culture of the industry. If when you deliver the services, it's so person to person, but then the backbone of it to be all machines.
Yes.
It just doesn't feel like in keeping with the
Yes.
core
Yes.
values of the
Yes.
industry.
With that empathy, that emotion touch, only humans can give.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've been very vocal about price caps,
Mm-hmm.
regulation, and repeatedly providing disability. If AI were applied properly at a policy level,
Mm-hmm.
what could a smart NDIS actually look like?
Oh gosh. That's a big question. Yeah, look, I guess the NDIS was meant to be a marketplace, like it was meant to be a free market, and then they do come in with the price caps, which I mean, I think they're very generous price caps.
Yeah,
I don't think and limits. I don't think, you know, I mean, oh gosh, I'd have to think about this. But if AI, there's I mean, there's so much it could do from the point at which a registered provider goes for their registration all the way through to the delivery of services. I mean, we could have a whole nother podcast about this. But just taking one aspect, like let's say the registration of a provider at the moment, external auditors are the ones auditing businesses and enabling them to become NDIS registered. So there's a huge amount of variability amongst who gets registered, who doesn't. We just had the most incredible experience recently with the auditor that we use, and this is probably the second or third time we've used them. And she has taken our platform from here to here in terms of safety, compliance, and she understood a platform. She wasn't trying to put things onto us as a non-tech business. She was just brilliant. Like, so that company was amazing and really like, you know, amazing. And then because we're B2B and B2C, sometimes we work with providers, or actually, no, we don't end up working with them, but the ones we work with are all great. The ones that make inquiries, you know, sometimes like my partnership manager will come to me and be like, I don't know how they got registered. So there needs to be, if they brought AI, like there's no reason that it needs to be external auditors. I mean, something like auditing a registered business to get their registration, a business could be so, you know, I think if AI got involved, you know, if they used AI a lot more, they would weed out the bad businesses. And that's where all the media comes in around fraud and all of this. They'd be able to they'd be like ways you could tell if they setting it up for the right reasons. You know, they could be so clever. But at the moment, it's very manual. It's very like.
So you're saying there are auditors manually doing this?
Oh, completely manual.
And they still miss out on them?
They give them registrations, you know. So I just think something like that, where there's such variability, could use systems and AI to make sure that the right providers are getting their registration.
So at least the first level of, at least AI can do the first level, finding out whether they are the right ones or not.
Totally. Like, I just think at that level, then there's the NDIS worker screening check, which is a great, it's great and it's meant to be real time. And just, you know, I think there could be a lot of AI implemented there around making sure that the minute somebody gets a they have no disclosable police outcomes, and then they suddenly do, and then making sure that they get struck off, but then also letting all the providers that they worked for know. Like I think whether it's just automations or AI, I'm not sure, but I mean, there's
and that's again manually right now.
I think it's pretty manual. You have to call and make a complaint against a worker through a phone number, and
Okay, interesting to know that. So there's a lot of manual stuff going on within NDIS.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the first level of finding out whether they are the right NDIS businesses or not is being done by auditors, which can be done by AI.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then after that, the auditors can do the second level.
Yeah.
So then if there are 100, if AI takes out 10, then they are only spending time on the 90 right ones.
Exactly.
And the next one you said was NDIS provide
the workers screening check. That just feels quite manual. Just everything about it feels very manual.
And who does that? Is it the aged care?
No, it's NDIS.
NDIS.
But aged care is also using the NDIS worker screening check as their check.
So do they do it twice?
No, you just get the one.
One.
And it goes across NDIS and aged care. But that even seems crazy that aged care is using something called the NDIS worker screening check.
Yes.
Like there should be a general check.
That for them.
Yeah, yes. I think we need to get that Victor Dominelli,
Yes.
we need him to look at it because I think he would be amazing. And he just takes processes and he transforms.
So we probably need something for NDIS, and let's see if Victor can do something for that. Yes, we'll look forward to it. Yes, we'll reach out to Victor definitely. So building in care is complex and high stakes. What didn't work along the way, because you've been there for almost 10 years, and what's one hard-earned lessons other founders can take from that during the journey?
Yes. So, there's been lots that didn't work. We've given a lot of things a red hot go, but we're very quick to pivot. So I think we're quite good at trying and then leaving. We've got quite a good
as business owners, you have to try everything.
Have to try.
You have to. That's when you learn what worked and what didn't work for you.
Exactly.
And I think not necessarily what has worked for you might work for someone else. But what is that didn't work for you along the way?
Yeah. So the one that comes to mind is for a number of probably a couple of years or a long, like many, many months, we were trying to fill requests for cleaners.
Okay.
And it was really hard because I do believe that people who do support work are so happy to, do domestic assistance and no problem. But when it was these pure cleaning jobs, we really struggled to fill it. So we had this idea that we were going to set up a new kind of arm called CS Clean.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of it being a platform where it was all independent workers, we were actually going to employ these workers because we felt we wanted to have control over their day, and we wanted to say, we're hiring you from 9 till 5, and you've got to do these 5 cleans. Oh my gosh, it was a disaster. There was a need. There definitely was a need.
Oh, definitely.
It was hard to find the right people. Yeah. And then we were busy. The third part of a cleaning business is the cleaning equipment.
Oh,
and so you need people who can drive with cleaning equipment, because you're going to a lot of old people's homes and so many people don't they don't even have cleaning equipment. They don't have a vacuum. It's quite old school. I think these days cleaners show up as just themselves and the families have a lot. The older people didn't have it. No. I think of the way my grandparents received cleaners. They'd arrive with
all the equipment,
everything.
All the cleaning products. Yeah. They come with everything. Yes.
So we'd finally find a great worker. They could do all the hours. They were happy with the hourly rate. They'd have cleaning experience. And then they'd be like driving a moped.
Oh my God. Okay.
It was very trying. So we really tried, and it was going there, but we were the wrong business to be running it. Okay. We were the wrong business.
So you were trying this alongside Casey?
Yeah, it was just like a little offshoot. We had branding. It was a whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And then we probably tried it for between 6 to 9 months.
Okay.
And it drove our COO, Lindsay, crazy because it was just so much There was nothing we could automate. It was just an old-fashioned business we were trying to, integrate into a
Yes.
very techie.
And then you just stopped that
We just stopped it.
and
Yeah.
you continued your focus on care seekers.
Exactly.
What lesson do you want to give it to the other founders in their businesses?
Look, I think if I had my time again, would we have tried it? I think so, because also we realized these we try to solve the problem of not being able to fill the cleaning requests with a service that could,
Yes.
which was great. But I guess the learning was sometimes you just can't fulfill a request. Like sometimes it's just not a service or a product that you can deliver on, and you just have to be okay with that. I think it's just as we grow and we're just like so good at jumping on opportunities, and I think we felt like, oh, this is an untapped market,
Yes. Let's do it. Yes.
Yeah. But then on the other side, we got a request to service a client with restrictive practices. This is now in the NDIS. And that seemed quite hard and scary and not quite for a platform. But thanks to our auditor, she helped us work out that no, we'd be really good at it because we do have so many systems in place. And now we got this extra registration through the NDIS called Module 2A, which means we can service clients with restrictive practices.
Oh, okay.
We've created a learning on it, and so that works.
But
so
that is on Care Seekers platform.
That is very much on the Care Seekers
Not
platform.
a different one like CS Cleaning.
Exactly.
So I think for other founders, you're just trying to say, it's good to put your hand onto something else. You think it's okay to take risk.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's fine.
And I think can it quite quickly.
Yes.
Like I don't feel we kept it going for too long. I think we really try to ride it out for as long as we could.
So try your hand into what if you like something else.
Yeah.
Doesn't work out.
Move on. It's okay.
It's okay. Yes. You still have something going on with you which you can focus on.
Yes, exactly. I think also just on that, I think probably a few years ago, we tried other things as well, like, and we try and sell advertising for our EDMs. And then we just realized, like, we are workers. Like, we are all about the workers. That is our, like, product, these amazing workers. That is what, and we double down on that. And all our, like, even just all our marketing, we found it really hard to get, like, images of clients and participants. We want it to be authentic. And then, me and my marketing coordinator, we sat down and we're like, but we're workers. So we got all these workers and we did this beautiful shoot with them. And now all our marketing collateral is our real workers because that's our product. And that's, even though our clients really love us, and I think they we've got clients who've stayed on the platform for many years and we offer an amazing service. At the end of the day, like, we are workers. So the minute we focus just on the workers, then we really thrive.
That's nice.
Yeah.
To know that. And as a founder, how are you preparing your team and platform for the next 12 to 24 months of AI? What experiments are you excited to run?
And so I think what's really interesting is that about 2 years ago, me and my marketing coordinator did a Web Profits, like that's a marketing like agency, and they do these amazing webinars, and we did one on AI. And we slowly were using it a lot in the marketing team, but just to see how, like, but no one else in the team was using it. And in the last 3 to 6 months, it's just infiltrated into every part. Like, as I said, everyone now has the premium ChatGPT, like ChatGPT 5, because they're using it so much, and it's just come everywhere. I think I'm excited to see my team use it to make their workflows better and looking at ways we can do that. And then, as I mentioned, really excited to, like, take a process and redo it with AI at its core. So we did that with the search. We're starting to do that with care worker onboarding. And we'll probably keep doing that on every aspect of the business. So
you are growing with AI then?
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing we build now is AI in its DNA. So
and it's easier because then you can focus on the real work or talk to real people. Spend time with talking to real people rather than, spending your time on manual tasks behind the scenes.
Totally. And I think, it'll be interesting to see, like, obviously we've got all the benchmarks of, like, how many workers get registered, how many activated, and just, I just know when we launch this new way of doing it, it'll just go through the roof. So
you are excited for the AI.
So excited for it.
That's good. That's nice. And what does a good AI future in care look like to you?
I think a good future of using AI in care looks like really reducing all the administrative burden of a care business, which even as a tech platform, we still have. Um, and really focusing on the things which is matching the right worker with the client, like making that the priority and being able to support both the worker and the client in the delivery of the services. And almost everything else should be done like through AI.
Yes.
You know, like the things that we have to do manually and have always had to do manually in this industry, they should slowly be chipping away. But the two things that we should never, ever lose touch with is
Human
the
touch.
matching and the supporting people within their delivery of care and receiving care.
That's nice. I think we are coming to our end, but I have a question that I want to ask you, which is very personal. So it's you and your sister who's been in the business. I'm in the business with my husband as well. So
brave. Nothing to do with Nikhil, just being in business with
being in business with your husband. We both know what we need to talk. Well, we both know he works on different things. I work on, and it doesn't clash. Touch wood. And how do you balance as sisters? I'm sure it clashes definitely sometimes, or maybe because she is into different work altogether, you're doing something else. And how do you manage your families in between work? Of course, you have your birthdays, you have your different celebrations. So how do you, there's a lot of questions we are coming up. One is, how do you balance two sisters? How do you balance the families? And how do you keep your business separate from family when there's celebrations of personals, celebrations of businesses, and do you talk business? Do you talk personal? What happens? Tell me something about that.
It's really fascinating. Actually, it's a great question. So I think with with Marissa and I, we don't clash hugely because we are in such different. Exactly. But I feel like I think I think by this stage we're too tired and
she's the older one, or you are the older?
She's the older one.
She's the older one.
She's the older one. So we're so she's CEO, lawyer background, does all the compliance, does all the things around like restrictive practice, complex care. She's just so brilliant at all of that. And then I do tech and marketing. So we really very different. Like, you know, and some projects we work on together, like you know, just like the real things, you know, if we're doing a cap raise or if there's like legislation things going on like affecting our industry, we work on that together. And it's always, you know, I think she's always, when it's law stuff, she's like just got such a brain for it. And I study commerce, so I probably am just better at looking at a P&L than her. But other than that, we just keep it it's quite easy in that we keep it separate. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, we're very different, like the way our brains work in a work world. Like we always say, like I'm very big picture, she's very detailed.
Okay.
But at our core, our values and what we want out of the business are exactly the same.
Oh, that's good.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
Like,
yes,
we built the business. I mean, so she's got two girls who are 16 and I'm losing track now, 16 and 12. And then I've got two girls who are 13 and 9.
Yes.
So like they've, you know, so we've had to like, and our husbands have had big jobs and had to, you know, like haven't been like house husbands by any stretch. So we've always made sure that, you know, like for us, the girls and family definitely comes first. But we're both, I think it would have been really hard if she wanted to build, you know, like $1 billion business and I didn't, or vice versa. Whereas we wanted the same things out of the business, which has been great. So that kind of negates clashes in general. That's the one thing. And then I think everyone needs to come on so we both live in the same suburb. We have dogs that are brothers. And we live like around the corner from each other. So we do like walks. We often walk together. And it's hilarious. We can go from like talking about like some great new shoes we've just seen straight into like a major issue with the business, back onto an issue with one of my girls. This, you know, like the way our conversation goes. So we're very fluid. And then like, I think family events and stuff, we might sometimes talk about the business, and then we're not. It doesn't. We're very fluid with it. We laugh so much. We're like, 1 minute we're talking about this, the next minute she's telling me how her dinner was last night. Like, so we keep it very like
That's nice.
fluid.
So,
She's more like, she'll always, sometimes her girls will come to me and say, oh gosh, I heard what happened at Care Seekers. And my girls will be like, what happened? Like, she's a real talker. So she likes,
talk
tell me about the
yes,
day. Whereas sometimes I get home and I'm like, oh, I'm done with the day. Like, what,
you just shut off there and come back home.
So we're a bit different like that. But
So do your girls anytime have said, oh, you both sisters are only talking about business, let's move on to this, we are here for this?
I mean,
They do?
no, I don't think so.
That's good.
Think so.
So that means you have balanced it, right?
No, we definitely have balance, and they're all like, have their own personalities, and they're all, so it's just a big. No, they've never really said. I mean, I think they see us on the phone to each other a lot. So, like, sometimes my girls will be like, "Mom, I need you," and I will be talking to her, Marissa, about a work thing, and I'm like, yeah. So I think we're very in contact a lot, which maybe
which is good.
And maybe we just sometimes have to be like, okay, down tools. Now it's dinner time and homework time, and
So that's good then. So it's so good to be working with your own sister, still connected, still doing everything else. I mean, touch wood, all the best for that.
Thank you.
I've met Marisa as well. Both of you are so good. And the girls are lovely. They're similar age as our girls.
Yes,
and they were so sweet when we met them last time. It's nice to know your story. And I have the last one for you. And finally, Lauren, when you hear the phrase AI in focus, what does it mean to you personally and professionally?
I think it means AI is not going anywhere, like not to, like that. I think the next, I think we all need to pivot and accept AI in our everyday. Like I use it in my personal life constantly, and I'm using it obviously in Care Seekers in a much, more like deep way. But I think it's about like not digging our head in the sand and realizing it's here to stay and using it for good. And also, but being wary, being wary of where it, I don't know, I feel like it's still tricky with education and school. I think we're at the real beginning stage, so we can't ignore it.
Yes.
And it's amazing. It's amazing.
Good. Yeah, it's I think it gives you a lot of time doing other things. As I say, for me, it personally gives me time to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Spend some time with my girls, or even watch a Netflix show, because I've asked AI to what I need to do in the email. Just writes it down. I'm not thinking about it and sending the email after 2 days. It's just there in 2 minutes. So, which is good. So,
it is amazing.
Yeah, which is good. So I think lastly, what I want you to say how our audiences can connect with you.
Yeah.
And if there are any carers or care seekers, how they can get onto the platform, or what they need to do for carers and care seekers. If you could just tell them.
Sure.
What's your
Looking
website?
at the camera. So I run Care Seekers. It's an online platform connecting disability support workers, aged care workers, and individuals and families who need care and support. So if there's any part of you that wants to be a care worker or a support worker, just jump online, careseekers.com.au, and register. Or if you do need care and support for a loved one, you can jump on and post a job and get in touch with our team, who will be there to help you find that magic match, and AI will as well.
That's nice. Thank you for that. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of AI in Focus. Lauren, thank you so much for sharing your journey, your insights, and the incredible work you're doing through Care Seekers. From building a purpose-led platform to navigating regulation, policy, and now the role of AI in care. This conversation truly shows how technology can be used as a force for good. On a personal note, it's been incredibly special for me to host this episode, given a long relationship and the AI journey we have shared together. Seeing how Care Seekers continues to evolve and impact lives across Australia is truly inspiring. If you would like to learn more about Lauren's work or explore case seekers, I highly recommend checking them out. You can listen to this episode and all episodes of AI in Focus on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And if you're doing meaningful work with AI in your own businesses and would like to share your story, reach out. I would love to have you on the show. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode of AI in Focus.